talk about. No, don't say that.
What are we going to talk about? You
don't-
always say that.
I know.
It's on already.
Well, not much happens. I mean,
Yeah.
it's work or nothing. It's always work.
We have to say good
Good
morning.
morning.
Although it's not morning.
No,
It's like,
it's afternoon.
yeah, I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
1 o'clock or something. Yeah. So how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
That doesn't sound good.
Well,
What's going on?
nothing's going on. It's just that there's nothing going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
hard.
people are nice.
Yep.
I go for walks. It's beautiful.
It's hot. I'm sweating.
And,
It's like
and
90.
it's hot today. Oh yeah, I went for a walk this morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like 90 some degrees out.
Mhm.
Well, you're lucky you can still go for a walk, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh, the summer's just starting. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
I'll go for a walk in winter too. It's really beautiful. It has a little lake, or not a lake, a little stream.
Although it's slippery out there, so I don't know if they'll...
Oh yeah, well, I probably won't walk as much in the winter. I'm sure they keep it nice and not slippery.
I was going to get some stuff for us to taste, and I totally forgot. I was just at Walmart.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? But I do have a surprise for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh
So-
my goodness, what can it be?
Okay, you stay right there, okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I wonder what it is.
Okay. So I just called you this morning, and I said, do you need anything before I go to the store? And what did you ask for?
I asked for Sweet Caroline.
Yep. And what does Tracey do? Tracey listens to you.
I know you always do, and you always...
And I said, because where do you guys play that stuff? Where do you play it?
I play it on my record player there, but those are big records, though.
You need the small ones?
Well, I have a small record. Yeah, that's the only kind of... Or else I need a record player that plays big ones.
Oh, well, we'll have to get you a record player then.
Are
so
they,
you
well,
can,
they're expensive? Can you even buy them?
yes, you
Oh,
can buy
are
them.
does it, what?
So these, I went to, because there is no place anymore, because she thought I could buy records at Walmart. But
yeah.
nobody makes records anymore. So
But can you get a thing to play a big
Yeah.
one out?
we'll get one on
okay.
Amazon for you.
Oh,
Actually, Jesse and Bailey have one. They play records.
because that's what, oh yeah. I mean, that nothing to do here, and that song, it just does something to me.
I don't know if you remember, we played that in band when I used to play the flute and the piccolo.
Oh, and when it gets to a certain part, I start to cry, and I can't understand why. But it's a good kind of cry, you know what I mean?
All right, so we'll get you a big one. But so I went to Half Price Books because they have them,
Oh.
and there were 1,000 Neil
You can
Diamond.
do anything.
Oh.
She can do anything.
No, I can't. But there were like 1,000 Neil Diamond records, and I found one, and it finally had Sweet Caroline. It was like the last one, and it's him like in concert, and he's playing all these songs, and Sweet Caroline is on this one. Caroline, bow, bow,
So good.
bow. Let's see.
Me
Hopefully,
touching out. Yeah, I don't know all the
touching
words,
me,
but it's
touching you.
Yes, I
Boom,
love
boom,
it.
boom, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I not only got you Neil Diamond,
Yeah.
I got you Perry Como. Do you remember Perry
Ooh,
Como?
Oh, I love him.
Ooh, okay. And I got you Songs of Our Times for Listening for Dancing, 1939.
Yes. Oh, 1939. I was only 10 years old then.
Well, you were probably dancing, weren't you? Let's see. I need my glasses to read what this is. Songs of Our Times. The Umbrella Man.
I don't even remember that one.
My Prayer from Penny's Moon Love.
Moon Love sounds familiar, yeah.
And the Angels Sing. Little Sir Echo.
Oh, Little Sir Echo. I did.
Oh, really?
Well, I was about 10 years old, and that intrigued younger people.
Oh, I
Little
see.
Sir Echo.
Three Little Fishies. I must see
Oh,
Annie
Three
tonight.
Little Fishes. Yeah.
You must have been a beautiful baby.
Yeah, that one I remember.
If I didn't care. I get along without you very well.
I remember that one.
Oh, the Beer Barrel Polka.
Oh, hey.
That's where we used to. That we used to play that at all the because we used to polka at all the Tischler weddings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tischler weddings. You couldn't beat them. They played polkas and
I know you like swing, don't you, or jazz?
Yeah, I do.
Al here, he's a trumpet player with Swingin' Dixie. I don't
Sounds
know.
good to me.
Sound like you? Let's see, Sandler and Young. Do you know who they were? The great new hit singing duo, Tony Sandler. I don't know.
I don't know if I hear them. If I listen to them, I'll know. I might not have known the names.
I don't know if you all remember Mac Davis. It's hard, oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. We used to sing that at the weddings too.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you'll recognize them.
Oh,
Pat Boone.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Pat?
Yeah, wore white shoes and he was
Yep.
squeaky clean guys.
Yep. His daughter Debbie Boone had Patty Page.
Yeah, remember her.
How much is that doggy in the window?
Oh, how much
is that doggy in the window? Woof, woof. The Tennessee Waltz.
I can't kind of remember the tune to that, but I know what it is. It kind of goes in my
Hush,
head.
Hush, Sweet Charlotte, and then Mockingbird Hill.
Oh, Mockingbird Hill, I remember.
Peggy Lee,
Oh, yeah.
A Taste of Honey, Mac the Knife.
I love Mac the Knife.
I Left My Heart in San Francisco. The Alley Cat song, Mama's Gone, Goodbye. Let's see.
Gone.
There Ain't No Sweet Man That's Worth the Salt of My Tears. Sounds like a country song. Let's see. I'm Walking and I'm a Woman.
Okay.
So Peggy Lee, and then one more. Barbra Streisand, Greatest Hits. You like Barbra Streisand, don't you? Barbra Streisand?
Oh, yeah.
The Way We Were. You Don't Bring Me Flowers.
She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah. And then I got you a book, because I know you probably read all your quantum physics books, but it's Faustin Copenhagen, A Struggle for the Soul of Physics.
I might like that.
Yeah, I thought it sounded
yeah.
really interesting. Immediately draws you on listening to it, graceful. For newcomers, Sagar's book is pleasurable to introduction to many key scientific ideas. I don't know, I thought that sounded like something you'd want to read.
Yeah, I'll certainly try it.
I'll try it.
If it's about physics. And and maybe you guys have noticed I'm missing a tooth down here now.
I don't think anybody noticed. I didn't notice.
But anyway, I was going to ask you if you can call. They do it on the internet. You can look. Type in, they send you a mold and you mold it, and then they make, I'm talking about to put something in the space when I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm old and it doesn't matter, but it does matter.
I'll look it up.
Well, whenever you have time, honey.
I'll look it up with, we'll get you a new tooth and we'll get you a record player.
Yeah.
And then you'll be all set, right?
To entertain myself, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's hard getting old, guys.
It is. I know. It is hard getting old. Yeah. So I told you I quit my job and stuff.
Oh, I know all that, and I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I haven't looked at the comments just because, I want to stay in a positive mindset. Because I just feel like everything's going to be okay, And it always is.
We're going to do adventures together.
It's been okay 100% of the time. I mean, I'm going to be 60 years old and
To me, that's young.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah.
But, of course, I was accidentally like started reading one. I know, how do you accidentally, but you know, you just like, I was flipping through and she was like, I'm so, your life makes me tired. I check in every once in a while and you do it to yourself, and your fake sarcasm and hiding behind it or whatever is
Well,
exhausting.
she's using the psychological stuff. Whatever happens, happens, and you deal with it.
And
you
that-
deal with it the way that you know how.
Right. Well, and that's what I wanted to talk about you about. Like, listen, I could put only good stuff, like a lot of people do. Yeah, I mean, I could only put like, you know, happy stuff, me going on adventures and doing stuff like that.
Mhm.
You know, I don't have to share what I'm going through, but I know so many other people are going through even worse times than me. Even
Oh, yeah,
worse times,
yeah.
you know. I'm fine. I have money saved for retirement, you know. I don't need much to get by. But you know, like we were talking about your life before, and what I want to talk about today is, perfect subject, is joy. You know, because you talked about how awful your mom was and she wanted to drown you and said you shouldn't
My
do that.
mother had a mental illness, and
But
yeah,
so not only did you go through that, but you know, I went through, you know, losing Chris, like, you know, throughout our lives. That's not anything we had control over. And if you haven't been around, and somebody else yelled at me, this was a while ago,
yeah.
and he hadn't checked in a while on my channel, and he said, I can't believe that I just check in and you don't recap where you're at and what's happened. And I'm like, well, I don't think about new people
Yeah.
watching all the time. And this isn't to complain about that, but this is to say that you only have control of what you can control, like
That's the truth.
your joy. And a friend of mine, his friend, I didn't know, watches me, and my friend said to me, yeah, my friend asked me, is she really like that in real life? Like, you know, because I'm up and optimistic, and I'm sure that annoys some people sometimes.
Well, I'm sure.
You
I'm
know.
sure. But we're all different. We all handle things in different ways. I mean, gee, a lot has happened to me when I was a kid, and you just get through it.
Well, and would you rather have somebody like on the, and I've been there, I've told you guys, I've been on the edge of like,
Yeah.
you know, not being okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know to reach out for help or to do what I need to do to, you know, kind of crawl out of that. But that things happen to you, like, okay, you know, at 28, Chris passed away from cancer. And she was only 42
Yeah.
and had kids. And that was the first time I ever seen Dad cry. And
Yeah.
like cry. Like he was holding on to the edge of the table and
Yeah.
sobbing, you know, because it's not right.
Well, and you know, all families go through
Right.
things like that. You know.
And I don't think people understand that, you know, because then 10 years later, Chris's husband passed away from a brain tumor, and they were all in hospice. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, you know, you watched people slowly, you know,
Yeah.
disintegrate. But, and then the day we buried Frank,
Mm.
we were going to have a cookout at Kim's, and then that's when Dad had his massive stroke that same day. And you know, you can't make this stuff up, but this is our life.
Yeah.
Like, this just is our life. And
Yeah, we've had a lot of hard knocks.
yeah, and you know, my thing was like, you know, when Chris passed away, I, like, you know, you're 28, you don't really understand, and then to leave 2 young kids and stuff like that.
Mm.
And after Frank died and that happened with Dad, I remember, and there's, you know, specific moments in your life that you remember. I remember I was on the stair stepper at the gym, because I would go to the gym constantly, because that was kind of my,
Mm-hmm.
what brought me up, you know, what got that energy out. And I remember just all of a sudden thinking, like, nobody's picking on us. This just is how life is.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, it is life, period. Why do people write life? They get old and they write a story about their life because it's up and down and up and down and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And some people's are more up and down than others.
Yeah. You know, and then Pam separated herself from us for a long time. I mean, that was a whole thing when Dad was passing away and all that stuff. You know, but then Pam had strokes, and then we were finally reunited with her only because of that, and then brought her home.
And now, you know.
But Pam's in assisted living, and she won't get out. And, you know, and I remember, like, when I would go see Pam, and I would see all these people, they had the Alzheimer's people on the first floor. They now changed that because they were getting out.
That was a good idea to put them upstairs.
Yeah. But I remember when I would go there, I'd be like, you know, I'm not ever taking my life for granted, because when you see that you realize how short life is, that you have to be grateful for, like, your health and what you have, even if you don't have a lot, but you have more than other people. And you know, getting in the van. Oh, and then Al got cancer, and he had it for like 5 years, and then he passed away at 61. So, and then Kim got diagnosed with MS at like 53. And these are things that are out of our control. I mean, I can't imagine as a sister, but you as a parent having to go through all that. But still, you know, people want to know, like, oh, Joy's so uplifting and nice, and it's like, I don't know, what's the alternative?
Well, you got to keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, like, you know, call it a day, but then you might miss something that would have happened afterwards.
Well, and I just don't get that, though. Like, it just, I mean, and I'm sure some people think that like, the optimism is fake, or it's, you know, but it's not. It's like, what's the other alternative?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I know, I've seen it. Life is short, and I don't want to be on my deathbed thinking, well, I wish I would have been grumpier more often.
Yeah.
And listen, I've had grumpy phases because there's been a lot of shit going on. I'm not involved in that, but somehow I've gotten in the middle of it.
He got mad, yeah.
But, you know, but again, that wasn't, I did that for you, because how else were you gonna, you know, get in here? But
well, it was not over, but at least it's, you know.
Well, it's over as far as
well, you got me this place, and you, if it weren't for you, I don't know where I would have been. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, and I just won't stay in a place that I don't find joy.
Well, I think you liked it when you were in the band. You went through a lot of things then, too.
Well, and that was hard, and I had to pivot because I had to stay home.
I'm the reason you had to stay. I feel so guilty.
No, don't feel guilty. No, that, I mean, and I would have had to come off the road at some time anyway. It was a good time to be with Jesse and stuff. But, and you breaking your hip.
Well, I tell ya, you will be in your new apartment, and it'll really be an apartment, not just a bed and a bath.
Mm-hmm.
And you're working on adventures again, or painting. She has so many talents, really.
Well,
and,
I just think having, like, being able to be settled somewhere, like with the room I was just renting.
Yeah.
It was
a cute room.
I wouldn't have left there. I was comfortable there.
I know you were.
Until she then all of a sudden said, oh, hey, I put it up for Airbnb, when she told me she wasn't going to. And so a lot of times, I mean, well, these instances.
And this was a really bad time for her to do that.
Right. Yeah, I don't think she's probably regretting it because, yeah. But again, a lot of things are out of your control. Like, things happen. They just happen. And what do you do with them? All you can do is pivot. Like, unless you just lay down and listen. Like I said, I've told you, I've been there where it's been like, it's too much. I can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow I always say the human spirit is resilient.
Well, I think this finally getting an apartment, well, because you didn't know you were going to stay here when you came, and I was left hanging dry. But anyway, this is a whole new start in a way.
Yeah, it's a new.
And I think you'll try your other talents and your adventures, because I think you love those. You enjoy them when you do them.
Oh, I do. Those bring me joy.
It's time to plan all those and everything.
Yeah.
So you'll be busy.
Yeah.
I mean, busy doing something that keeps you interested.
And I think having somewhere where nobody, well, not like nobody can kick me out because there's a lady I'm renting from, unless I'm not paying or something.
Yeah.
That would never happen. But that van, like trying to find a place to sleep, like I would sometimes, I gotta knock at the door in the middle of the night. And if you've watched van life before, people, it's hard to find a place to sleep. Like you're never really truly settled because you can always be kicked out of there. Like I said, then selling the van and renting that place, I thought I was golden. She said she wasn't gonna, do the Airbnb, and she loved it, the way it was. And so I was like, oh, great, but that's not my choice. Like, she's the one that decided to do that, so I had to leave.
Yeah.
With Jesse and Bailey, they bought a house. I'm so happy for them. They closed yesterday. Everything went great. They already started painting yesterday, so I'm so happy and excited for them.
You're going to fix them so cute, and it's going to be real relaxing.
Yeah. And so to finally be where I can not worry somebody's going to kick me out.
And then you can take time finding adventures and yeah.
But how have you, I know you moved lots of times with your mom,
Oh, all the time.
all the time.
We snuck out back in those days.
Yeah.
Because there were just, people rented bedrooms, as during the Depression in 29 and a little beyond. And, but we weren't cheating. It was just all women were married then, and they had a husband to take care of them, and a house and all of that. And so we didn't have that. And women mostly didn't work. They did waitress jobs. And eventually, as things progressed and women did start working, my mother got a job at the telephone company, where you had the board there.
One ringy dingy. Remember Ruth Buzzard?
So she was a telephone operator and made more money then, which made us be able to sleep in nicer rooms and stuff. But we would, I can still remember, I was a little girl, and she'd say, shh, be quiet. And we would tiptoe out, of the house, and we couldn't pay our rent. And my mother made it a game, but we really weren't being dishonest. We just didn't have the money, and they had less money when we stayed there. But what do you do when you have a little girl and you're all alone and you don't have a lot of money? Ask me, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we slept in movie theaters. And they had neighborhood movie theaters then, and each neighborhood had a movie for the kids, and it was Saturday. They played Gene Autry, and I even have that picture of me with Gene Autry.
Yeah, I remember.
I was about this high, and it was at a neighborhood movie, and he was there with his horse.
I remember the picture. Yeah.
These were just, I never saw them again or anything, but yeah, my life was so different than other people my age. I really, they didn't, they didn't know that kind of stuff. And then I think I said, my mom, they had telephones, and they started hiring women, and it was after the war, and that women started working. This is the first. Well, no, this was in when I was little, in the 30s. Yeah, but anyway. No, I got it all mixed up in my head now. But anyway.
How did you become so joyful? Like you know, I mean, I know you have your moments too. It's hard when people betray you and stuff like that. But you know, I remember like being little and it, you know, and then when your dad moved in with us, and then.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. What's the alternative? To be what's the alternative? To be an old crotchety,
I don't know,
like curmudgeon or something? And that's what I don't get. Like, it's not fake. Well, I'm sarcastic. I love sarcasm. Our family loves sarcasm.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's like you just choose joy.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like you said, I watched my dad, and I took care of my mom.
And your dad didn't want anything to do with you until he needed to be taken care of.
Well, I didn't even meet him until I was in my 50s.
Yeah.
My dad. Yeah. So I mean, that's another story. That's a long story. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that we come from a line, or I do like that. I don't know, and I asked you before, like, I had one kid, and I did it by myself, but, well, with your help and stuff like that, but I said, how did you raise 6 kids? Like, I can't even imagine, and do you remember your answer to me?
No, they just happened, and of course, back then, the church was very strict.
Well, no, but I said, how'd you do it? And you said, I don't know, you just do it.
You do just do it, yeah.
And that's what I think it is for anything. Isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah, yeah. But, yeah. Well, and I had a wonderful, your dad was a wonderful husband. He was good. He's the really, really good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we found out Uncle Frank has been coming to visit you.
That's the only one, yeah. There were 8 brothers, 7 brothers, I think, and 1 sister. And she was the oldest. And honestly, they were the most loving brothers and sisters.
They were.
I mean, a lot of kids, when they grow up, they see each other on holidays, but they're not friends. And there's only 2 left now. All the rest have died. There's Dick, and he's in his 90s, and there's Frank, and Frank will be in his 90s soon. And they still see each other, talk to each other, and Frank still comes to visit me here.
And he's probably not supposed to because he has problems with his legs. So he's probably.
Well, he drives an old jalopy, but he's going to be selling his house and going in an assisted living. So I don't think they'll let him take his old jalopy with him. I don't know. He may. He drives it here. It's an old one.
So I know, like, with everything going on with me, I haven't been able to get over here as much. And I know Jesse and Bailey took you because with your tooth. But I know, like you said, there's not much to do here.
No, there isn't. Most everybody's in their room, mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, for somebody, and it's hard for you because you have macular and you can't see. I mean, you can still read your books with your reading machine.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me that.
And you somehow can still order stuff on Amazon. I don't know how that's possible.
It's getting a little harder to find out. Well, the reason it's getting harder is because at the first they changed the format to order. They didn't change it a lot, but just enough for me to get confused. I mean, they keep all your orders now, kind of.
And I don't know how you see it though. She has it on 500 magnifying, So you can only see like this much of whatever.
Well, yeah, I can't see the whole thing.
But you somehow manage, which is amazing.
Well, there's a will, there's a way.
I guess that's it. And there's another truth for life. Where there's a will, there's a way. You know, like.
But it's getting, you know, lighter and lighter. But you know, it'll stop somewhere. I don't know. Then I won't read the computer. If I can't, I won't. How sad.
Well, I think that's the hard part is, you know, but I brought you paints and stuff like that. I thought I bought the little, you know, mat so you could put it under the reading machine and maybe paint.
Oh, I don't think I could paint anymore at all.
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any ideas of what somebody who's basically blind can do, but you, I mean, I know you sit out with, at least you get to go to dinner with.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't see in the middle.
Yeah.
I see from the sides. So I can see her sitting there. I could tell you what color, you know, your shirt is, maybe not what design.
So she sees peripherally.
Peripherally, what did I say?
No, you said from the side, but that's what I'm just saying.
I just see from the sides. And so I can see if someone is next to me, but I can't see faces. And I can't see, I have to have an enlargement when I read books. Anything straight I need.
Yeah, that's what the reading machine is for.
But well, you know, they found a cure for macular degeneration.
I sent you an article, a couple articles.
I know, just a few months ago. I was diagnosed with it when I was 50 years old. But they just found out what it was. When I was 50 years old, my doctor said, oh, you have macular degeneration. And I said, what's that? He said, we just discovered it. We used to think old people lost their sight because of old age, but it's not. It's from macular degeneration. And they found out later that you could get tested because there's a wet and a dry. I had the dry. And then I would say about 6 years later or something like that, they found a cure, a treatment for the wet.
That's the needles in the eye.
Yeah, they stick a needle in your eye. And so I had the dry, and it never changed. And so they have nothing for the dry. And so I finally reached where I just have peripheral vision. And guess what? About a month ago, or you sent me something, they found a cure for the dry now. Do you realize how many people in this building have macular degeneration in some form? Think how many people will get their sight saved.
When I think that's the hardest part for you is that it's hard to engage with other people when you can't see them.
Yeah.
And you know, you have hearing aids, you can hear, but you know, it's easier to see.
Oh yeah, it's much better.
Yeah.
But you know, it was slow. I was 50 when I was diagnosed. I had 20/20 vision this is interesting, until my husband died. And I was in my 70s then. I was in my middle 70s, and I started to lose it. I think it was the stress. And I over the years now, I only see. So it didn't take a while. I mean, it did take a while for me to lose all my sight in the middle. So I'm very grateful the way it turned out.
And speaking of stress, I think that's it. Life has been so stressful, especially in particular moments, which I mean is true for everybody. Again, we happen to have a story that you know, a lot of people have passed away, and it's just our story. It's our family. It's our history. Yeah, everybody has a story. And I think that's why I know how detrimental stress is to your health.
Yeah, it is.
And I am not willing to lose my health over something that I can control. you know,
Yeah.
well, semi-control, at least watch over.
Well, these last year and a half was so stressful for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
For me.
For you,
everybody.
for everybody, yeah.
So anyway, but it's over now, I think. At least
I
that
keep saying
part.
that. I'm on the tail end. Okay, this is gonna
Okay.
the next thing is gonna, but no, I think that, like I said, being in a place, I know for me, being in a place that that nobody can like just
Oh yeah.
say,
Oh yeah.
oh sorry, I'm
Yeah,
doing
you
this
feel-
now, you
you
gotta
feel-
go, or
Secure. there.
more secure. Yeah, yeah. That it'll be my little safe haven. you
Yeah.
know. Like the van was my safe haven. That was my comfort. You know,
Yeah.
it was my home. But
Well,
it was
you
a
know,
moving home.
When you did that, I think you really had a lot of really interesting adventures, like when you
Mhm.
met the gypsies and when
Yeah.
I mean all the different people you ran into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think when you're
And then John and Keith
oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
and there was a couple other people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, I forget the women, couple women's names.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Well, I will never, like, I think if I hadn't done it, I would have always, like, now wished I would have. And I did it at the perfect time for me.
Yeah.
So it all happened. And then, you know, all this is happening, again, out of my control. But you do what you can
Yeah.
with what you have, you know?
That's the truth. That's the
And
truth.
same with you with your eyes. I mean, well, what can you control about it? All you can control is, like you said, oh, can I get some records or start thinking of ways to make it better?
Yeah, you learn how to do things different.
You learn how,
I
yep.
think that's it. Yeah,
The different becomes the new normal.
yeah. Everybody's living has some problems, you
Well,
know, on the way.
And especially now, I mean, with
Oh.
things, yeah, believe me.
Let's not talk
Yeah,
about
no,
now.
we're not. But I'm just saying that more people are losing their jobs,
Yeah.
stressed out, you know. Yeah, and it's, I don't know. Again, those things you don't have control over. So what do you have control over? I mean, maybe my being optimistic is Pollyanna, but I mean,
that your attitude.
yeah,
maybe.
right.
It is good, and it's hard not to be depressed, you know, when something bad is happening. But you can find things to keep you interested, or to think about somebody else or something.
Right.
Help somebody else.
Yeah, help somebody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Take your mind off of where you're at, and
Yeah.
you know, because I've been there where you don't want to get out of bed. But
and writing, or like, I'm glad you're starting your painting again. That's a good one
yeah.
to keep you.
I think that people don't realize, we think that like our jobs are our identity, like, and I used to be in that hustle culture, like, oh, I want to do this and I want to attain this,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm studying all these things because I was interested in them, and you know, I wanted to help people, but I don't adhere to that. I just want to be quiet now.
Yeah.
Like I'm more going inwards
Mm-hmm.
than outwards.
Well, having this apartment now, all by yourself,
Just be in there by myself.
getting it all cozy looking.
Yeah, no, I find enough to keep me busy, but the things now that keep me busy are things that I actually love to do. Like I said, like nobody would think, shooting the e-bike reviews, those are fun for me. I don't think about, I'm creating something, you
Yes,
know?
yes.
Even just sitting in my car and talking. I read something that usually the youngest person in the family ends up talking a lot because they don't get to talk when they're in the family,
Mhm.
which seemed kind of true. Like I was really an introvert.
Well, and then after the kids grew up, do you remember you were like an only child for a while?
Yeah,
Remember we were going to buy you a horse, but
I think we've
the
talked about
farmer
this story
said
before.
if,
Yeah,
if we didn't live out there,
yeah.
and
If I
we
wasn't
don't-
going to see it daily.
that he said you have to see the horse every day if it's going to be,
Mm-hmm. So he screwed me out of a horse.
Yeah, but we couldn't move out there. Maybe we could have, and we probably would have.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you were like an only child for a long time. Well, not a long time.
Yeah.
I'd say about 3 years.
But I was
something
mostly
that.
like playing sports. Your job was just chauffeuring me around until I could
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's it.
that's it.
But yeah, I don't know. You just make the most of the hand you were dealt, right?
Everybody knows that. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, most people know it or have an idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Time is short, right? Except for you.
except for
I
who?
said time is short, and I said you're 96, almost 96 years old.
I know I'm old, guys. I can't understand why I'm still around. I really can't.
Well, you're.
If someone says, what makes you live a long time? I guess it's, I don't know. I say I'm never sick. I mean, it's not I don't know if it's a fact, but since I was young, I always say, I'm never sick. I'm never sick.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I never got sick, but I did get sick, but it went away. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a mystery, huh?
Well, I think I get my point then is not just saying I'm never sick or this or that. It's how you look at your life, how you look at it.
Well, and that's the whole point to this video.
Yeah,
Is
that
it's
is
how
the whole point of this video. Isn't it?
it's how you look at things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's even with all that tragedy that we think in our lives, like there's always still good things, you know?
Always.
I mean,
say, I'll do it again.
yeah. Do you want to do it again? You want to come back? What are you going to come back as?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if I'd let the big guy
But I mean,
decide.
if you could choose, if this was a choice, if you could choose to come back again.
Oh, I want to be a woman.
Yeah. And
We women are lucky.
yeah,
Men are lucky too.
we're all lucky. Yeah.
I don't know what I'd have done without my. He was a rock, really. I mean, he loved me all the way.
Well,
All the way, all those years. Yeah.
and I mean, you believe in quantum physics and stuff, that we're all just matter. We're all consciousness, right?
Well, everything. To tell you the truth, and I study science and physics still. Quantum physics. Every new thing that comes out, but everything is consciousness.
Right. So therefore, henceforth, everything is in your mind. You make your life in your mind. The life you have.
Yeah, it is. It's like, well, you've heard different, I don't know, I can't get into that, but it's common knowledge that people say it's like a dream,
Mm-hmm.
and you wake up,
Mm-hmm.
and so all those horrible things didn't really happen to you. I mean, now this is what the books say, and of the people that really know about stuff like that, know about consciousness.
Right.
I mean, if you study science, it sounds crazy, but science is crazy. I mean, Schroeder's cat, and then it's saying that really this looks like a hard table, and I can knock on it. It is hard, but actually, a scientist would tell me that unless somebody looks at it, it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, it's crazy.
And you
Yeah.
studied duality. What's duality?
Duality, non-duality.
Non-duality.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
What's non-duality?
Well, non-duality, everything is God. Yeah. So everything is consciousness,
Everything is consciousness.
depending. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even, well, I don't know. It gets so deep and so vast.
Mm-hmm.
I studied it since I was 30, and I mean, over the last 10 years, 15 years, they found out so much more,
Mm-hmm.
you know, about it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, there is a macro world and a micro world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was listening. Just it is what it is. Maybe maybe that's it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, listen. Science and all that stuff are, like I say, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, there is a macro world and a micro world.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you the micro world will really astound us.
Well, you'll have to read this, A Struggle for the Soul of Physics. So we'll see.
Well, I'm going to start reading that one right away.
Yeah, I thought you'd like it. They have interesting books on, I didn't know which ones you read at secondhand bookstore.
Yeah.
So let us know how that goes. But, okay, well, we're going to let you go here. It's been almost an hour. Can you believe that?
Pardon?
It's been almost an hour. It's been 50 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
How does
My
time go by
gosh.
so fast?
Oh.
I gotta go meet somebody. Oh, I picked this up. Thinking I was gonna look at the time. I gotta go
Oh,
meet
it's
somebody.
good to see all you guys. It's
Yeah?
been a long time. And I'm missing a tooth. Maybe I'll have my tooth back.
Nobody
next
could
time.
even tell. You gotta get closer and show 'em. Maybe the tooth fairy, did the tooth fairy leave you some money? Did the tooth fairy leave you any money?
No,
No?
I didn't put it under my pillow.
Well, there was there's your
The dentist, I
problem.
let the dentist keep it.
He's nice, isn't he?
He put it under his pillow. And he got my money.
He did get your money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did get my money.
Yeah,
anyway.
he did get your money from your
I don't know
your
how
tooth.
much the tooth fairy leaves anymore.
I don't know, yeah.
It used to be like
A quarter, 5 cents, yeah.
not much. Maybe. Well, nowadays it should leave $1,000.
Hey, he pulled my tooth too, so he's making a lot of money off of us.
Yeah.
Wasn't he nice?
Oh well.
Did you like him?
Oh, I did like him.
Yeah, he's so
I
nice.
did like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super nice.
Now
yeah.
I have a dentist.
Now you have a dentist. We both have a dentist. I want to be a
Yeah, she
dentist.
discovered him. He's very nice. He's very nice. Yes.
Okay, so you know what to do. Go out,
And have an adventure.
make an adventure, no matter how big, how small. You don't have to sell everything and move into a van. Why?
Right.
No, I said
right.
why? Why? Because she did.
Oh, cause she. It's been a while.
It's been a
since
while,
I've
yeah.
done this.
Because she did, yep.
Cause she did. Yes, of course.
Go call someone you love, and as Joy says,
Tell them you love them.
tell them that you love them. And don't you dare,
Forget.
don't you dare forget your magic. Your magic. And, yeah. Say goodnight, Tracey.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Tracey. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.